let me tell you another story. It was right here, within a few miles of this location, when my wife and I first decided we were going to build our own RV hauler. I remember it. We were smiling people, pointing up at the car, smart car. We were driving our 1-ton dually, pulling our 36-foot toy hauler, and I had custom built and welded a deck on the back of the 8-foot box for putting quads, ATVs up top. We had 2 quads inside the toy hauler, and our generators and fuel and all the toys and things we needed for going and having fun up in the mountains. We were heavy. We were working that Ford F-350 pretty hard. I never scaled it, but I knew I was overweight. And we started talking right here. Carrie was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and we said there's got to be a better way. And I didn't at the time, that was like 17 years ago. At the time, I did have, it was called a rocket stick. I could stick it in my notebook computer and I could look up stuff on the internet. And I said, I've seen some of those big trucks, those sport chassis. I got on the internet, looked them up. I said, Carrie, yeah, I found it. I'm looking at their website. You can spec them out. And I was specking out, it's got to be 4-wheel drive, and we got to have this, and leather. And then the price came out at the bottom. And I went, no. Carrie also said, no. So still sitting in the truck, going home, kind of struggling with the 1-ton. I said, how about we go even further? We go to a heavy-duty truck. And Carrie looked at me and thought I was crazy, of course. And back then, very few people, even the concept was so new. But I did some work and some research, and Carrie, being the science person she is as well, looked at the results, and we said, yeah, let's do it. So that is kind of how the RV hauler process came about. As we said, nobody was really doing it professionally, properly, safely, and we decided we were going to build one for ourselves. And it was a winter project. I said, I'll take the winter. We bought a Volvo 670, and I converted it to a single rear axle, installed a hitch, and did the wiring. And before we even used it, somebody offered to buy that thing. They saw it in the shop, and I looked at the calendar and said, enough winter left for a second winter project. So sold that first one and built another one. And that's how the RV hauler business and building was started. And I still try to treat every one of these RV haulers as if I'm putting my own family in it. And here, sitting inside of Thor, it reminds me that, when you take your time and worry about safety and longevity and reliability and performance when you're converting these RV haulers, and the aesthetics and how they look, 5 priorities, that they end up lasting a long while. I'm proud. Thor has done really good. We've got an hour and 51 minutes left to the yard, and thanks for joining me. My little bit of reminiscing here. We got some more driving to do. Maybe I'll think of some more stories. Hang on, I'll get right back.